What is going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here, coming at you late night, kind of inspired to go ahead and do a little late night Facebook Live here to share a message with you that I think is really important and something that if you go ahead and apply and if you understand will just kind of make the journey so much more fun moving forward, more or less just kind of as you execute, as you actually take action, as you actually move forward with your journey. So let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from if you're on this little Facebook Live with me, and then I'll go ahead and just get this show on the road. So more or less, I actually got off a late night kind of coaching call with a client just a couple of minutes ago, and he was dealing with something where he was more or less just kind of beating himself up. He was beating himself up unnecessarily. He was being too hard on himself, and he was more or less just kind of more or less making his life miserable when he didn't necessarily have to, all right? Now, understand that there's a very fine line between not taking responsibility and then beating yourself up. And the key is to take responsibility, to actually own up when you're just kind of not taking action, when you're being lazy, when you're not actually doing the work, when you're not actually investing in yourself, when you're not really doing what you have to do in order to go ahead and make stuff happen, but then at the same time not beat yourself up when you've kind of fallen into certain traps that are out there in the industry, when you're when you've fallen into kind of patterns that aren't necessarily serving you, when you've fallen into, little kind of I don't want to call them more or less, well, okay, I'll dive in. So more or less with this client, what he was dealing with is he was in a cycle where he had gotten out of being focused on the one thing that he should be doing, focused on building his business, focused on taking the action steps that he needed to be taking to go ahead and move his business forward on a daily basis. And he had gotten back into more or less the shiny object syndrome, buying one thing after the next, kind of more or less, just bouncing from one thing to the next, not taking the kind of action that he should, and instead looking for that next thing to purchase to go ahead and move forward, right? Now, what he wasn't really understanding is that more or less the marketers in this industry, many of the marketers in this industry, they make their fortunes based on the fact that they understand something that not many people who are on the consumer end of the actual equation understand. And that's the fact that in this industry, confusion creates consumption, and then consumption increases demand, all right? So once again, confusion creates consumption, and consumption increases demand. So the more confused you are, the more, kind of more or less frustrated you are, the more of a state of just kind of chasing your tail you're in, the more of a chance that you're actually going to take action and purchase that first product from that individual, all right? And then once you purchase that first product from that individual, that consumption goes ahead and actually increases demand for further products, back-end products, cross-sells, selling other people's products, joint ventures, etc., where that person can make more money off you moving forward down the line. Now, the unfortunate truth about this industry is the simple fact that most of the really kind of savvy internet marketing gurus out there understand this, and based on that fact, they use it, and they use it kind of in a morally unethical way with their marketing. They consistently keep you in a state of confusion intentionally without really kind of more or less giving you exactly what you need to move forward, based on the fact that they know, once again, that you're more likely to buy all their stuff. Now, once you usually buy their $30,000, their $40,000 thing, that's when they'll go ahead and give you, the actual roadmap, the actual game plan. What we give you here at the Super Affiliate Network with the actual Profit Boosting Bootcamp for one single dollar, they'll give you that when you go ahead and purchase that $37 or $30,000 offer, right? So what you need to understand is that you absolutely do need to take responsibility. You need to invest in yourself. You need to take action based on what you actually invest in. So don't buy that coaching program and then never take action, right? But then at the same time, don't beat yourself up. Understand that if you're in a state of just kind of more or less being stuck, struggling, if you're kind of confused, if you're overwhelmed in your business, it's really not your fault, especially if you're new to this industry, and especially if you don't really understand the ropes and understand what's actually going on and what's actually really kind of being marketed to you on a daily basis. It's just more or less that you're caught in a cycle that's extremely hard to get out of, and a cycle that professional kind of more or less influencers have put you into based on knowing where you're at, based on knowing how to influence you, and based on really kind of knowing how to take advantage of you being in a state that more or less isn't the best state to be in, all right? So Understand that it isn't all your fault. Understand that there are forces out there that are actually kind of more or less making you do certain things that you shouldn't be doing in your own personal business, and give yourself a break every now and then, all right? Just ease off of the whole beating yourself up, ease off of the whole, I'm not taking the right action steps, I'm not producing a high enough level of result, I'm not, next to this guy, I'm not at this guy's level, I'm not where I should be compared to this guy's journey, I'm not, producing as much as this top producer in this company. Ease off of all of those thoughts, ease off of all of those more or less just self-judging, critical, thought processes that we as human beings tend to go ahead and dive into, and understand that you have the inherent power within you to go ahead and move forward. You have what it takes to create success. You absolutely can push the needle forward in your business if you actually focus, if you understand what's actually going on to you in the marketplace just in general, and if you take action based on the actual information you're given by, ideally, a marketer who actually has your best interest at heart, based on the fact that usually the best way to make sure of that is if you do well, they do well in their business, right? So try to find someone out there that you resonate with. Try to find someone out there that you really kind of have a connection with. If it's me, that's awesome. If it's not me, okay. But once again, try to find a connection out there where it's someone who, when you do really well, they do really well, whether it be case studies, whether it be them being able to sell more of a high coaching program, whether it be the super affiliate network where, the better you do, the bigger and faster our business grows. Try to find someone where it's going to be a win-win. Follow their advice, invest in their products, invest in their services, and then be focused on just those things. Be focused on just those services, and don't fall back to that shiny object syndrome, thinking that the next thing out there is better, thinking that the next traffic strategy is out there better, thinking that the next list building course out there is better. It's all the same. It's all the same fundamental principles. There's little tweaks, there's subtle nuances that are changed here and there, but more or less direct response marketing, create an offer, create a story around that offer, find someone who, can resonate with that story and would want to buy that offer, put it in front of them, and chances are they'll take action and buy, all right? So that's my message for you here tonight. Late night message, I know. Give me some hearts, some comments, some shares, and some likes if you guys got value. I'm actually on the actual tripod here because these new iPhone 7s are so heavy when I hold it up, my hand ends up shaking like so, and the picture is absolutely terrible. So, hey, Shameen, good to see you. Long time no see. Bonnie, good to see you. Karen, how are you? Good to see you. Megan, good to see you. And Joanne, good to see all of you guys. So that's my message for you here tonight. I have a couple of more things to do here, and then I'm going to go ahead and get some rest, wake up tomorrow, and do my thing all over again. We got some really cool stuff coming up here in the future. You guys will definitely want to be tuned in. We have the event here, but then after that, we have a really cool announcement coming up after the actual event. So stay tuned in. Karen, stay tuned in. I appreciate all you guys. Stop beating yourself up. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop, playing the game where you're just too hard on yourself for no real reason. All right. So I appreciate all you guys, and I'll talk with you very soon. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here, and hey, if you got value out of that video you just went ahead and watched, I'd like to take a moment to go ahead and invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel by going ahead and clicking the link right here on your screen. Now, I create videos like the one you just watched on the topic of really kind of how to make money online, how to build and scale an online business, usually just about 3 to 5 times per week. And as a subscriber, you'll be notified first when I create new content. Now, my content's usually on the topics of traffic generation, lead conversions, sales conversions, follow-up, and everything in between. And oftentimes I'm actually answering questions from some of my 6-figure students, so you can tap directly into my knowledge, the knowledge that I have after building my first multi-million-dollar business by the age of just 25. I'm actually 26 now, just turned 26 recently. And more or less, once again, these videos are going to be a shortcut for you to really kind of help you get out of overwhelm and into profit mode with your business. And as a YouTube subscriber, you'll be notified first when I go ahead and release new content. So once again, if you want to get the most cutting edge training when it comes to traffic generation, lead conversions, sales conversions, systems creations, anything related to how to go ahead and grow and scale your profits with your online business, go ahead and click this link right now, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I look forward to working with you moving forward down the road.